back to the show. Before the pause, Chrissy was just telling us that there are so many factors in the system that is really showing that there is a bias against the poor, no? So you are continuing, yes?
Itong factors po, these are structural, these are procedural, these are, in essence, systematic. And I don't want to say that we can't do anything about it.
But it's very difficult.
Yes, it's very
systemic,
difficult. If you don't change even the political, economic system, you can't change the justice system ng basta-basta.
At saka hindi ba sabi sa, well, somebody told us that, hindi ba niraraffle yung kaso?
Opo.
Ay doon na lang daw may corruption na eh. Kasi sino ba ang kukuha nitong kaso na sino to? So that's already a corruption among the judges, di ba?
There's also yung parang percentage system. Also, there are small things na parang para lang kumita. Pero you would have to think na, okay, may corruption, but you just can't blame the employees because they're doing it because their pay is so low.
Exactly.
Kaya ang hirap ng chicken and egg problem.
Di ba? Oo. Tapos yun ang ano, paano yun? Yung kung isa, magaling ang lawyer niya, so he can make something black white. Yung isa naman walang magaling na lawyer kasi cannot afford it. So actually it's not a system of justice, tingin ko. It's a legal system, but it's not a justice system the way I see it.
To add to your example, how about magaling na lawyer pero walang pera, walang pangsuhol. Hindi magaling na lawyer,
pero may pangsuhol.
May pangsuhol.
Wow, paano ba yan? Napakahirap yatang baguhin yan, ano? So, ang ibig mo sabihin, okay, let's come to what we have just been talking about, yung itong co-warranto na to, no? Kasi kung minsan you can't imagine, how can people who are supposed to uphold the law go against the law? Parang, in the way you are saying now, parang, you shouldn't even be you shouldn't even be surprised. It's just like the peak of things that are happening. No? But first of all, can you please explain to our audience what is the meaning of this co-warranto, something that happened to CJ Sereno?
Co-warranto po kasi is a petition, it's an action that you take against a government appointee.
But who is the one? Who has the duty or who has the power to do that?
Anybody.
Anybody?
Yes. You question someone who is in power or in a position because you question the authority. Bakit ka napunta dyan?
Okay.
So, actually, it works. It could work for someone who is usurping, is taking on a position that should not be his or hers.
Ay, bakit yung di ba, there's that lady who is asking also Kalida, since you served the co-warranto kay Sereno, why don't you serve it to Carpio? But if para anybody can do it, why can I not do it? Ay, De Castro pala.
Yeah.
So any citizen?
A citizen, well, a concerned citizen, you need to have standing.
Oh my goodness.
It's a question of position. For ang traditional conception po kasi niyan is, say, Comelec commissioner who is an appointee. How do you question the qualifications?
Okay.
What if they appoint someone who is not according to qualifications? May age po yan eh. So you question underage.
Okay.
Ganon. So you can put forth yung qualifications niya and not the fact of appointment. So it's a way of unseating.
To whom are you supposed to give this
to the court? It's a co-warranto actually. It's like a question in Latin. It's a question parang by what authority are you there? So it's a question.
You give it, for example, ang kine-question mo sa Comelec mo ibibigay?
Sa court po.
Sa court, Supreme Court na kaagad?
Not necessarily. You go to
any court?
Any court. It depends on the position.
Sige.
So it's a petition that
to examine his
credibility and his qualifications.
Okay.
Just that.
Okay.
Is he qualified? It does not go into the specifics of the appointment. Was the appointment valid? Was the appointment made with bias or whatever? It's just, are you qualified? And that's what they did for the Chief Justice.
Okay, let's say, look at that. Are you qualified? Okay. I mean to say, yung sound ba that is a part of the qualification?
They said That's how they make us. Oh, sorry. Also to add, the co-warranto is something that you file immediately after that position after that person has taken office.
Yeah, and within 1 year lang.
1 year.
Okay.
Kasi yung concept po niya, a usurper, someone who is not qualified, took office. So you have 1 year to question that.
Exactly.
And after 1 year, he has been in office for 1 year. Siguro naman.
Na.
Oo, kasi...
Kasi kung walang limit yun, 20 years ka na dyan bago, tapos they will question what you did, 40 years ago.
Yeah. So, this SAL
Di walang security of tenure.
That's one. And yung concept pa is, although wala na rin yung condonation doctrine that if you have been elected, if you have been in office for so long, parang, the people think that okay ka na. So, in any case, the co-warranto petition was filed against the Chief Justice. So, ang may jurisdiction yan, they said what would be the Supreme Court.
Teka, ang nakita nilang parang hindi siya meron siyang mga sana, hindi siya nabit, ganun ba yun?
Yes, I think they were looking at 10 years ng SAL-N. And then to clarify, the SAL-N requirement is a requirement for the Chief Justice, the position, as a result of the Corona decision, which is different entirely from this case.
Of course,
The Corona was unseated because, not only because he did not file his SAL-N, but because he admitted to having hidden wealth, unexplained hidden wealth. Now, with the Sereno case, ang question dito ay, did you file your SAL-N or not? They said that she was missing several SAL-Ns, that you did not submit it during the Chief Justice deliberations, etc., etc. They make it feels legal, kasi it's in the law. There's a requirement.
But the people who are supposed to be appointing her, they took that into account. And the fact that they appointed her, that means to say they considered what she submitted as enough.
As substantial compliance.
Okay.
Kaya nga po yung isang issue na lumalabas, if the JBC, those are the persons who, it's a council, Judicial and Bar Council, with justices, with politicians in it. The JBC that appointed her or recommended her, could be open to administrative cases. Why did you approve? Why did you recommend Chief Justice to the position when she was unqualified?
Pero doon ba sa qualification, it says you have to submit all your SAL? May nakalagay ba in written na kahit lahat from the whole year, from year 1 to
Yung
may
po yung
nakalagay
sinasabi ni, not necessarily,
it's not written down, diba?
It's not exact as to, you have to submit all your SAL-Ns. It says you have to submit your SAL-Ns. And then, I think the Chief Justice submitted her SAL-Ns from the time that she was in the judiciary and then from the time that she was in UP as a professor. Pero she was missing some because she submitted the SAL-Ns to UP.
And UP lost it. Kasi ganun naman talaga ngayon, di ba? So it's not that she did not submit, only that they cannot find the documentation of it. Because nga of UP, not because of her own.
And it was not even a question of did she not file a SAL-N? Because from her recollection, she filed SAL-Ns
only
every
that they
year.
cannot find the document.
Parang lumalabas she did not submit it to the JBC.
But for me, if the, ano nga sabi, JBO ba yun?
JBC.
If the JBC accepted that, then it means to say that, okay na, sa kanila, siya satisfied the qualification of being Chief Justice, di ba?
Yes.
So, I mean to say, so dapat, you have to respect that, no? Kasi alam din naman nila yung law at saka, can you imagine that you are going to be taken away from Chief Justice because you did not your stand for 20 years ago? Ano ba naman klase yun?
And then, on a larger perspective, these rules are there to reflect certain qualities. For example, integrity for the SAL-N. Integrity, honesty, loyalty, and things like that. From a larger perspective, I don't think that having missed out on several SAL-Ns reflects on her character.
Not at all.
And there is no allegation of her taking bribes, no allegation of her, 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 no allegation of her giving away yung decisions niya, compromising whatever,
or nepotism or something
nepotism
like that.
or corruption. She's untainted in terms of that.
Imagine to be taken out of office just because you did not submit something for 1 year. That's terrible.
And then the other aspect is, stories are she's not that well liked.
Sino?
Not well liked.
Okay.
So, kumbaga, sabihin na natin na maraming nainis sa kanya. One, for having skipped the seniority rule. Kasi dapat po ang Chief Justice is the
most senior.
She was the most junior, I think, at her during her time. She's really a cold, neutral judge eh.
Ano?
Cold, neutral judge. Yun po yung tinatawag na impartiality of a cold, impartial judge eh.
Ayaw nila nun.
She's made, from stories, they tell us that she's a bit aloof. So,
kasi ayaw niya makipag-compromise.
Yeah.
And this is good, di ba? Kung judge ka, ganun ka dapat. Hindi yung parang pag inaano ka na sige, you give in niya. Di ba?
And then, tinurn around nila na parang, ang sabi sa kanya, suplada, aloof, hindi in touch with the employees, hindi mabait, hindi, and so forth.
It's not impeachable crime. Diba?
Yeah. So, yun yung itsura. There's nothing about her character that says that she will not be a good Chief Justice. But all these indications are asides na, ay, kaya lang suplada siya. Ay, kaya lang ano siya.
I think that even helps her as being a good Chief Justice. Kasi kung masyado kang ganyan, so anybody can make a sip sa'yo and you will give in. In fact, for me, that is the correct qualification for a Chief Justice, na you are talagang hindi ka biased and you are not going to give in to any sip. In fact, that is, instead of saying that is not the quality of a Chief, sa akin, that should be the quality of a Chief Justice.
But then, ganito din po yung mga issues sabihin natin sa ibang Chief Justices. Maraming, may suplado din naman na Chief Justice noon. Pero, the new factor here is Duterte.
Kasi sinabi niya yung my enemy.
Binangga ni Chief Justice si Duterte. At si Duterte bilang presidente, ginawa niya lahat ng makakaya niya. Even though he has been distancing himself from the decision, you can feel it eh.
Hindi lang you can feel it. He said it very, very blatantly, you're now my enemy. I will do all I can to get you out of the Supreme Court. Tapos sasabihin na walang pakialam ng palasyo. Excuse me, that is so direct. Di ba?
So, hindi lang sila makapag-exalt, makapagsaya in public, I guess. Pero I think privately, they view this as victory for the president, for this regime.
So, but for me, it means to say na nakuha na niya yung Congress, nakuha niya ang judiciary, yung Senate, medyo may konti-konti pang hindi niya nakukuha. Pero in a sense, kuha niya na lahat. So ano yun? Dictator na yun, di ba? Or what?
Yeah.
What is that ba? Kung wala ka ng opposition, di ba?
Yung issue nga po namin dun kay Chief Justice, it's not that NUPN's position, not in support of the Chief Justice as a person, but against judicial attacks on judicial or against judicial interference, against attacks on judicial independence, against authoritarianism, against things that we kumbaga hold dear, regardless of the person's
So what is the reason of these 8 judges? Bakit hindi nila finalo yung 1 year? Ano ang kanilang reason? Why is it that doesn't apply in this case?
They made it. They made that case as one of transcendental importance.
What's that? Transcendental is out of this world.
Yes. It's so important that the court has to take cognizance of it.
But it is so important that they should follow all the rules, di ba?
They can waive some of the rules. This is landmark jurisprudence. It's a Supreme Court. They make law, actually. It's not only...
They make law? I thought they interpret it only.
They interpret it only, but in terms of interpretation, they can make law.
A new one?
Yes, like this one. Like this can be cited. Parang ito po yung mga tinatawag na landmark decisions or precedents.
So, ibig sabihin nun, in the future, pwedeng anybody sabi mo, any citizen can also question their qualification, any one of them.
That's right. And there are moves, actually.
Mabuti nga.
to question
Yeah.
the 8 who voted.
Yeah.
Nagsubmit ba kayo lahat ng SALN nyo?
Oo. Dapat
Kasi
mag-research din yung mga tao.
karma, sabihin na natin.
Oo.
Pero ang naging decision po kasi ng Supreme Court nung mga majority, in the majority opinion, medyo iba-iba pa din po eh. Some of them said, quo warranto applies in this case.
Why?
And, well, according to the reasoning, it's very logical. You would think na, oo nga no, mapapaniwala ka kung if you were a law student, just with your books, you would tend to be, oh yeah, if you
Why?
interpret it from this way,
Why?
quo warranto would apply because how else will you question the qualifications? Kasi it's about qualifications,
Pero
it's not
meron,
about appointment.
meron na namang move for impeachment. Bakit hindi na lang nila ipaubaya doon? Meron na namang move for impeachment, di ba?
Well, we should ask them.
Oo.
Because they emphasize that this is about qualifications.
Yeah.
And then if qualifications, talagang quo warranto. Impeachment will not question the qualifications. Maybe peripherally, pero they will question whether the Chief Justice committed something
While she is
during
Chief Justice.
her time that is a betrayal of public trust, flagrant violation of the Constitution, etc.
Yeah, this is lang may kuro-kuro. Because they know they cannot find such a thing. Kasi, hindi ba, usually ang tingin ko, as an ordinary citizen, you file an impeachment kasi may ginawa itong tao na to na talagang napakagrabe, kailangan mo na talagang Pero ito, mag-file ka ng case, tapos maghahanap ka ngayon ng impeachable actuations para ma-justify mo yung final mo. Well, hindi sila nakakuha. So ngayon, yung qualification naman niya ang kanyang, ano ba yan? It's so blatant. I mean to say, kahit na hindi lawyer, kahit na grade 5 student, makikita niya na ganyan ang nangyari, di ba?
Ito po, this is an indication of how unfair the justice system can be because it's actually just a question of numbers. May numbers ka ba sa Senado? May numbers ka ba sa court? Regardless of the reasoning. Sabi nga po nila kung minsan, ano bang gusto mong desisyon? Akong gagawa ng ng
so there's
desisyon.
something a defect sa law natin din kasi kung sila yung pinaka-mataas, you mean nobody can question them anymore? Ganun ba yun?
They're impeachable officials. So
No, but I mean nobody can question their decision?
No.
No!
At this point, no. They are the highest Supreme Court. It's the Supreme Court. So
My God, that is so dangerous.
they're the final arbiters.
Sana
of
naman
the
siguro
law.
sa law, lagyan natin na kung talagang ito naman ang nagkasala, at least Congress should be able to question. Di ba? Di ba, equal naman sila supposedly.
There's a group, sabihin na natin, there's a segment sa mga abogado na sinasabing, let's respect the decision of the Supreme Court. But we beg to disagree. Although we are lawyers and we need to follow the law. We have to take...
But they did not follow the law.
That's one.
Paano yan?
And then also, the thing is, maybe their interpretation is incorrect. Kahit pa sabihin na nating highest court sila, they can be wrong. They have been wrong.
But they are wrong.
Yeah. They have
Because
been
of
wrong
other
in the
interests,
past.
di ba?
Yes.
Oo.
Kaya po, sometimes you would think that the Supreme Court is a monolith na parang, it's a position of power, etc. But you have to say na, these are people.
Of course. And they have their own political allegiances, no? Pero teka, there's supposed to be a motion for reconsideration.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that still a chance that, it can be overturned?
You have 15 days to file a motion for reconsideration.
Many people are actually writing, Yeah, they're writing to the justices.
And then because the way the votes are now, it's 8-6.
Oo.
You shift one vote, you get 7-7. 7-7 might be enough to bring the issue to the Senate. Kumbaga,
ganon.
the court is undecided.
Oo.
And therefore,
impeachment na lang.
Parang yung quo warranto, which hindi makikerry yung vote dun sa quo warranto. So, in effect, mapapanalo yung motion for reconsideration. Or,
kahit na isang tao lang pala ang change ng mind.
Yeah, or you can bring everybody to the other side.
Yeah. So, meron pa rin, in a sense, I mean, just theoretically, there's still a chance na kailan ba dapat pa-file ng motion for reconsideration?
Kapag natanggap po nila,
Oh.
plus 15 days.
Plus 15 days.
So, hindi pa daw po natatanggap ng kampo ni Sereno.
But it is from the time of, not from the time of decision, kasi pwede nilang hindi bigay, di ba?
Opo.
So, what is the repercussion of this? So, sabi mo, it's a precedent, what could happen in the future because of this precedent judgment? Anong mga nakikita mong problema later on? Oh.
Well, the president, vice president.
Ay, sabi ni Harry Roque, the president hindi kasali. Bakit
Well,
hindi
that's what
kasali?
he believes.
Why? What is the reason for that? He's also,
An impeachable officer.
Oo,
Well, siguro, I'm just thinking from his perspective. So, sabihin niya na these are elected officials. So, it's the people who can unseat him. It's also the people acting through the Senate that is going to impeach you. Co-warranto is an action of one person or a group of persons asking about your credibilities, your qualifications. That's his reasoning. But with the reasoning of the court in Republic versus Sereno, pwede talaga siya.
pwede na.
It opens.
But, can it not be that yung side ni Bongbong will use that against by VP Robredo? They might get an idea. Naku,
Ang daming
ito gagawin.
factor, yes. Ang daming
Oh my goodness.
naglalaro. Kaya people are making scenarios. What if we will have eventually a President Bongbong Marcos by sleight of hand? The Marcoses will be back in Malacanang. There's also the possibility that that Duterte will become a new Marcos, a dictator, as in open, sa harap-harapan na, wala nang Congress, wala nang Supreme Court, wala nang anything.
lahat.
Or in the time of Marcos, the judiciary was rubber stamp judiciary.
Okay.
So,
The same thing.
The same
That
thing.
has happened already now, di ba?
Yun po yung isang one of the questions Did the Supreme Court decide on the basis of law or on the basis of interests nila because they were beholden
At
to
saka isa pa
Duterte?
yung isa pang nila, yung, di ba, you are not supposed, you have to inhibit yourself if you are the one who accused. So is that a law? Or is that
it's a
just a
matter
procedure?
of principle. I mean,
Or delikadesa or
delikadesa.
something.
Also, yung motions for inhibition for judges, ay may rules naman po dyan talaga. Ikaw yung kamag-anak, ikaw yung and then if you are the party.
But they accused her, di ba, publicly?
Yun na nga
So,
Parang
shouldn't they
nangyari,
inhibit themselves?
ang nangyari, they were the prosecutors. They were also the judges.
Ano ba yun? They are also the witnesses.
Witnesses.
Oh my God, ano nangyayari sa ating bansa, no?
Moro-moro, yung sabi nga nila.
Well, anyway, what are the plans? Ano nakikita mong mga nang mangyayari? I mean, of course, you cannot prophesy, but what do you think sa ganitong scenario? What can be done?
What can be done?
Yeah.
Well, one specific activity that we're doing is getting together the legal luminaries to a discussion, ano na ba talaga, with the Chief Justice herself. So we're sitting down and then getting together all the groups, what should we do? Because for the Chief Justice and her camp, it's clear, they will move for reconsideration. But what about the others? The IBP is also moving for reconsideration, so that's for the case. But how about the practitioners, the lawyers, the advocates, the teachers? Some of yung mga estudyante nila, some of them are publicly,
I hope naman.
like either accusing them or
Pleading with
disowning them.
them.
Depende. One example would be a justice who taught constitutional law in UP.
Imagine,
So
tinuro mo sa amin.
Yes, his students are parang, anyari.
Well, anyway, our time is up, Chrissy. But thank you very much. I think you have given enlightenment to people. What is this and what is its meaning and what can be its consequences. So what we have to do now sa akin, pag wala na tayong tiwala sa mga Congress, pati judiciary, wala na rin, ganyan. Siguro we have to rely on ourselves, as people. Na, after all, we're supposed to be natin yung sovereign, di ba? So, kung nangyari yung EDSA nung araw, why can we not have another EDSA or Padre Fauna? Ang mangyari. But I think what is important is for all people to really be awakened, no? Na hindi lang sila fence-sitter. Now, they have to stand up and say what their opinions are. So, thank you so much again for enlightening our audience, and more power to you. You are still so young,
you,
and
sister.
I'm glad that there are lawyers who really want to uphold the law. Kasi kung wala na gano'n, ay paano na yan? The lawless country na lang tayo, di ba? So just go on with your work, and I wish you all the best. And I hope that something will happen that will somehow
Sana nga.
correct this terrible anomaly. Okay? So thank you also for listening. Good night and God bless.